Lola Daviet was born in 2010 in France, the daughter of Delphine and Johann Daviet. She had one brother, and together the family lived in the 19th arrondissement of Paris, the capital of France, on Manning Street. Their neighborhood sat along the banks of the Seine River and was near Parc de la Villette, the third largest park in Paris. The area was a popular tourist attraction, well patrolled by guards who made routine rounds, making it one of the safest places in the city. Although the section where Lola and her family lived was more residential and had fewer guards present, it was still considered secure. Both of Lola's parents worked as concierge in the building where they lived. On Friday, October 14, 2022, Lola left home as usual to attend her school, Georges Brassens, located just 200 meters from her residence. Her day at school was normal, and later in the afternoon she set off for home. Since Delphine and Johann worked in their building, they often saw students walking past on the sidewalk. That day was no different, but as time passed, concern grew. Lola had not yet returned home. She had never gone anywhere without asking for permission before, so her prolonged absence sent her parents into a state of worry. An hour passed and still no sign of Lola. At that point, her parents decided to notify the authorities. While waiting for the police, Lola's mother, Delphine, thought to check the building's security cameras for any clues. What she saw left her in shock. The footage showed that Lola had indeed returned home at her usual time, but she was not alone. Accompanying her was a young woman, around 20 years old. According to a neighbor who also saw the footage, the woman appeared to be gesturing for Lola to follow her more closely. Lola looked visibly uncomfortable while the woman seemed agitated. It quickly became clear that Lola had been coerced into following this stranger. Realizing the severity of the situation, Delphine made a desperate post on Facebook. Alert! Our daughter Lola has gone missing. She was last seen at 3:20 p.m. in our building, accompanied by an unknown woman. The woman was wearing white sneakers, a white hooded sweater, and carrying a gray backpack. Please help us find her. If you have any information, do not hesitate to contact the Paris police or us immediately. The post spread rapidly and thousands of people shared it, hoping to assist in finding the missing girl. Meanwhile, the police searched the neighborhood, determined to uncover any clues about Lola's whereabouts. Later that evening, around 11:20 p.m., a woman taking a walk stumbled upon a brown plastic suitcase abandoned in a courtyard near Lola's home. Some reports suggested that the suitcase was found inside a dumpster, while others claimed it was left across the street. Regardless, curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to open it. What she discovered was horrifying. Inside the suitcase was Lola's lifeless body. The police arrived promptly at the scene. Lola had been bound hand and foot, with a deep wound on her neck. Her head was wrapped in tape, and chillingly, the numbers 0 and 1 were marked on her body. A forensic examination later determined that she had died from mechanical asphyxiation. Tragically, the autopsy also revealed signs of sexual assault, but no male DNA or bodily fluids were found. This led investigators to believe that the perpetrator had either used protection or an object. Lola's parents were devastated beyond words. News of the brutal crime spread like wildfire across Paris and soon throughout France. Determined to find the culprit, the police reviewed the security footage once more. The woman seen leading Lola into the building was the same one later spotted leaving with the suitcase containing her body. After relentless investigative work, the suspect was identified. Dabiya B, a 24-year-old woman from Algeria. Dabiya had legally migrated to France in 2016 on a student visa. 2 years later, in 2018, she filed a complaint against her then-partner for domestic violence. However, by 2022, her residence permit had expired. Authorities had issued an order for her to leave France, giving her 30 days to return to Algeria. Since she had no prior criminal record, she had not been detained for deportation. At the time of the crime, Dabiya was unemployed and homeless. She often moved between sleeping on the streets, staying with acquaintances, or occasionally residing at her older sister's apartment, the very same building where Lola's family lived and worked. On October 17, 2022, just 3 days after the crime, police tracked down and arrested Dabiya. Her sister Frejo was also questioned. She told the authorities that Dabiya had been displaying increasingly erratic behavior in recent months, but that she hadn't known how to help her. During questioning, the police quickly noted that Dabiya exhibited signs of mental instability. When asked if she was responsible for the crime, she answered yes without hesitation, and even described in gruesome detail everything she had done. According to her statement, She had encountered Lola on her way home from school and convinced her to come up to her sister's apartment. The exact means of coercion remain unclear, but the footage suggested Lola was uneasy. Once inside, Daviet forced Lola to shower before assaulting her. She then put the girl inside the suitcase and marked her body with numbers. When asked about her motive, Daviet claimed that a week prior she had argued with Delphine, Lola's mother. She had wanted unrestricted access to the building, but Delphine, adhering to the building's regulations, had denied her request. Furious, Daviet began plotting revenge, and when she saw Lola alone that day, she seized the opportunity. Following the crime, Daviet had reportedly asked strangers to help her move the suitcase, even offering large sums of money. One man became suspicious and asked what was inside. Daviet disturbingly replied that she worked in organ trafficking and that he could share in the profits if he assisted her. Horrified, the man refused and walked away. Later, at her first court hearing, Daviet retracted her confession, claiming that everything she had told the police was just a dream and denying any involvement. When pressed, she changed her story again, alleging that an armed man was responsible. Then, she insisted it was a ghost and that she had fought against it to stop the crime. The Paris police noted that throughout the entire interrogation, Daviet showed no emotion. When shown pictures of Lola's body, she coldly remarked that they made her feel neither hot nor cold. She expressed no remorse, instead stating that she, too, had suffered violence in the past and had witnessed her parents' deaths before her eyes. Authorities are still investigating these claims. Along with Daviet, 5 other individuals were arrested as potential accomplices. Her sister was initially detained but was later released after police determined she had no involvement. A 43-year-old man, whose identity remains undisclosed, was accused of helping Daviet transport and hide the body and is still in custody. The remaining suspects were released due to insufficient evidence. Daviet B is currently imprisoned at Fleury-Mérogis prison in France, awaiting trial. Her lawyer, Alexandra Silva, urged the public to stop spreading rumors about her client, maintaining that she is supposedly innocent. Lola Daviet's funeral took place on October 24th in Lillers, northern France. Thousands gathered to mourn, their grief mixed with outrage. Her devastated family remained private, asking only for respect in their time of unimaginable sorrow. This case has left an indelible mark on France. Given that the perpetrator was an undocumented immigrant, the tragedy has fueled widespread debate over the country's immigration policies. Many believe that if authorities had enforced her deportation order sooner, Lola would still be alive. Since then, fear has spread among French families, and parents are now more hesitant than ever to let their young children walk the streets alone. Please support me. Subscribe to my channel and tap the bell icon for updates.